Welcome back. We're still on the conversation around the girl that was brutalized by Agunechemba security force in Anambra State. And the fact we've told you, the fact that that was not the Nigerian police. The Nigerian police is on top of the issue, and they are acting, following up on the case. That's why we're being joined on the program by the Police Public Relations Officer in Anambra State. Tochukwu Ikenga joins us virtually. Mr. Ikenga, thank you so much for coming on the program.
And good morning to everyone in the studio, and good morning to our good listeners. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Ikenga, let's start on just a straight up. From your own assessment, because we're going to go back to, before we go backtrack, let's just build and piggyback from what Mr. Mekai has told us here as to the status of the men and their actions. From your own assessment, from a security man's point of view, should those men ever go near anything security outfit in their life again?
Come again, I didn't get that.
I'm saying, from what you have seen, what we have all witnessed in terms of the video and what you're familiar with, picking back from what Mr. Mekai has said, their disciplinary action against the gentleman who carried out this heinous crime, as a professional policeman, somebody who bears arms and protects the lives and property of people, that's your job. Should those men, I don't know how many they are, should they ever come close to anything that has to do with security ever in their life again?
No. Let me start by saying that for us here in Anambra, and most of what we all know, security is actually a collective responsibility. For any community that wants the Nigerian police to police them, there must be a general acceptance, both from the community and some of the stakeholders. It is in that regard, I can say that we are doing our best to make sure that we key in with what Anambra State government is doing to make sure that security is stable. Those men that did that, they are not supposed to go close near anything security in the state.
Okay, now that we've established that, let's backtrack. There are so many questions to raise. He is saying now that the reason why these gentlemen have not been prosecuted, he said he has a file. If they're ready today, they're ready tomorrow, they're ready to go to court. How does it work in the eye of the law that there is a video evidence of their activity? I'm sure the girl is afraid for her life, she's concerned and all of that. What can the police do from here before we talk about their issue of their modus operandi?
Okay, thank you. Let me say on that act, the particular girl in question, I personally got to know about this incident when she chatted me, expressing her dissatisfaction on the process of what went wrong with the operatives of Agunechemba. So because I just got the report, that was sometime last month, I also invited her to my office, but she told me that she's not around, that she went for medical checkup, that whenever she comes back, she will come to my office. Since then, I've not heard from her. But the point I want to draw here is that all the processes that she told me she went through there in Agunechemba in the process of getting justice, I think from her own point, she was not satisfied. That was why she stepped up the complaint to me. And by extension, I also escalated it to the management of the leadership of my command. I let the Commissioner of Police know that this is what I have received. He said, okay, let the victim come. And since then, we have been waiting for her. And I know that whenever she comes around, we will now hear from her and also get the facts from the operatives of Agunechemba, which Ken Emakaya is the one leading. And I've also extended call to him in that regard, and he has assured me that whenever we want to have anything to do with that case, that he's ready to provide the men and most of their own findings to complement what we are going to do. For now, the girl in question have not come to the police command. I don't know her reason, because it was, I think it was even 3 days or 4 days after the incident, when she has gone all through the processes of what she went with the leadership of Agune Chamber before she extended it to the police command. We are not aware until she extended that chat to me. So when I saw the video, I was like, no. And if you watch the video carefully, you will see that there are two sides to it. There is legal justice and there is moral justice. And we, the Nigerian police, Anambra State Police Command, we are ready to make sure that we enforce that whenever she comes around. And let me start also by saying that if you have been following the trend of the security situation here in Anambra, you understand that there is a collective will of Indian Anambra in joining the security agencies to condemn what is wrong. It is in that regard that the recent operation, the state government launched Operation Udogachi. Udogachi simply means peace must reign.
Right.
And since this is Southeast, Igbos are known for peace, and we must communicate them with what the language they will understand. I believe it is in that regard that the state government now launched that operation through the security agencies, Operation Udogachi. And when it was not quite long after that operation was launched, the current commissioner of police in the person of CP Koyoru took over. And we also key into that launch of operation, stepping it up to Operation Udogachi Zero Kidnapping, which has to do with all the sister agencies minus the security operatives. And we have been recording success in that regard.
All right.
After that, the commissioner of police, having taken over, have been studying the mode of the operation. And he deemed it fit that, no, he must do a report to the Inspector General of Police, because he is also the one that gave the approval for the launch of the operation. So he said, no, he must do a report, letting the force management knowing some of the lapses he has observed. And that's brought about the Inspector General of Police directing the Commissioner of Police, having seen the reports, saying, no, we must have to do a kind of reorientation and training, especially as it has to do with human rights processes, so that these men can align with what the Nigerian police is doing. And the training is ongoing, though we have concluded the first phase. And ever since then, we have been addressing issues that has to do with human rights, to make sure that these operatives of Agune Chamber step up with the 21st policing.
All right, Mr. Ikenga, just a quick one here. Let's get some things clear for the purpose of perhaps even the operatives of Agune Chamber and Nigerians as well, because no state law should be higher than the federal law in that sense. You can't create a law in the state that supersedes or overrides a federal law. I hope you can hear me, Mr. Ikenga.
Correct.
Okay, good.
Very correct.
So help us understand what is expected of any security operative on an operation or what have you. What is the modus operandi? So they say that they were chasing criminals who entered a certain compound, and then they went on to do what they did. What is expected of a proper security operative, a responsible one, and as Jeffrey will say, one that has not just training from the force, but home training as well?
I didn't get that. You said what?
I said, what is expected? What is the modus operandi for, operations such as this? If you want to, is it make arrest or what have you? What is expected of a proper security operative?
Okay. If you are talking about the act, that operation they went for in Oba, precisely Demili South local government, the police within that jurisdiction are not there. And just like I mentioned, that particular incident was at the peak of when Agune Chamber came on board. And these are part of complaints and things that we have seen in terms of gaps between the security operatives and the police. It is in that regard that the Commissioner of Police now said no, that we must get these people close to us so that we can be able to lecture them on what they do. For any police, for us police, if you go to any jurisdiction, you must go to a police station close to that place and report yourself so that you can be able to operate there freely. For that particular operation, the divisional police officer is not aware of that operation and is not in the picture of what happened. When we got to know about it, what we did was we still key it in the trainings that we just concluded, which is still ongoing because this is the first phase and the second phase is coming up. That for any operatives of Agune Chamber must identify him or herself to the divisional police officer and Agune Chamber or area command, so that we can have this synergy and most of these incidents, just like this one that happened, will not occur again.
Yeah, Mr. Kenga, as we're going to wind down, let's look at, are they supposed to bear arms? Because we saw, I think that was a pump action. Is yes. That allowed for them to bear arms? That's on one hand. I also asked the question, because, you know, even with our own Nigerian police force, there were issues around maybe special forces not wearing uniform. Now I see them, at least they wear the jackets, even though they're wearing jean and canvas. But at least there's something. I had to stop by one day and said, which one is this? He said, the police, because I looked at them and I saw, but these Agone Chamber people, they are bearing arms and they are not on uniform. How do we separate these kind of people from common criminals and hoodlums? Who even allowed it to happen? So what is the Nigerian police doing? Look at that video. Wearing cap with one shirt and one trouser and one funny shoe and carrying pump action, for God's sake.
Okay, thank you for that. If, just like I said earlier, if you have been following the trend of the security concern here in Anambra, security is actually a collective responsibility. Yes, we are federal police and we operate in every part of the country. But we also have to be discretional in our powers. We have to have the will. We have to make the people accept us so that we can be able to police them well. It is in that regard that the State Command have noted the fact that we can't do it alone. We must bring up some of these locals, which are the vigilantes, to make sure that they give us information and they assist us in some of our operations, because they know the nooks and crannies of these some of these areas. Some of these they also know their neighbors, and that video is very, very wrong. What they did to that lady is very, very wrong. And just like I mentioned, it was at the peak of when the Commissioner of Police, in the person of CP Ikoyi took over, that he saw most of these operational lapses among these operatives. He said, no, there is need for training. He did a report to the Inspector General of Police, and the Inspector General of Police approved that, no, we should do trainings for them so that we can bring them on board. It is wrong for them to do what they do. This act is very, very condemnable, and is in the issue of bearing arms. Their arms are discretional, and most of these arms you are seeing, once they use it, they also bring it back to the police station after each and every operation they have embarked on, or at the close of work each day. Now, what we are doing, we have also attached some of our police operatives within them so that we can be able to monitor their operation. This incident happened as a result of the lapses we saw, and that was why the police command have to step in to make sure that we control some of these operations.
So, are you saying that it's okay for them not to wear uniform or any form of identity?
It is still stepping up in our orientation to them. I am aware that they have a uniform now, But from the communication I had with them 4 days ago, they mentioned to me that the uniform they have now is for the ones that operate within the state level, because I am also aware that the operation is of 3 categories, which has to do with the community, the local government, and the state. So the uniforms that all of them are wearing now, and with the tags, because we also assisted this platform in profiling them to make sure that most of the persons that are working with them are also within our own system. They gave us a free access to get into their system to have details of most of the persons that are working with them. And they have numbers. Their uniforms are all over Anambra. And whenever we see them, we can easily identify them now. Okay. That particular incident you are seeing, it was just at the beginning of that launch of operation before the police command stepped in.
I think that's quite soothing to hear, because, you know, for whatever intent and purpose, they could even be harmed by people who have guns, who feel that they are criminals. So it's even for their own safety as well to be, you know, properly identified, just like when I can identify any Nigerian police force. Tochukwu Ikenga is the PPRO of Anambra State Police Command, joining us to explain what has played out so far. And we'll be looking forward to this case and how it pans out. Hopefully they get a response to the police so we know exactly where this goes from here. But nobody should be subjected to what she was subjected to. Thank you, sir, for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break from security, and the last leg of the conversation, we'll be talking politics. By-elections have come and gone. The victors have been announced. APC, 75% of the entire seat won by them, celebrating. The opposition, not happy, calls it, you know, all kinds of names. Opposition will join us in just a moment. Join us again.